thank you so much for coming back to my channel. As you can see, I have kind of like a new setup in here, so I'm really excited about it. I did it all myself, so instead of doing like the regular backdrops, I got a backdrop from Joann's, which is nothing but fabric and it's just hanging up. And also, I'm enjoying a glass of champagne with you all today. So today's video is definitely going to be a makeup tutorial. Yes, as you can see, I came on here with my face beat honey. So it's featuring Juvia's eyeshadow palette. So I never used her stuff, but I did like a major haul for Black Friday and I got like 5 or 6 different eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to try. So this is the one that I tried today in the video. I think it's called the Masquerade. The Masquerade by Juvias. So so at first glance, when these came, I love the packaging. They all came in different boxes, which is really cool to me. I really appreciated that. Hold on one second. Cheers to you, my friend. Anyways, so they all came in different little boxes like this, and you open it up just like so. And there's a picture. It's almost like very cultural, very like African or Egyptian themed. And here are all the colors that came in the actual palette. So I really was impressed with the array of colors that came in this one palette. In the video, if you keep watching, I'll show you exactly which ones I used to achieve this look. So as far as the comparison, I will say I do love the packaging of Juvia's. I don't know much about her, but him or her, whoever this makeup company is owned by, but I will say the colors are not that pigmented as I thought, and I think I enjoy Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes a little bit better. So you know, that's give or take. I got like 4 or 5 of these for like only 70 bucks. So I don't know, I paid like $65 for one Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette. So I don't know, I guess you get what you pay for, but this was okay. I really like the packaging. It kind of reminds me of a coloring book. I'm glad that I got to try it, but as far as the pigmentation and how it stuck to my eye, even though I primed my eyeshadow, I primed my eyelids, it still didn't like really pick up the color like I thought. I don't know, I'm not a makeup guru, but I will say that I enjoy Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes better. So in this video, guys, keep watching. I appreciate you guys so much for coming back. I'm so excited for everything that I have coming up. I have a lot of merchandise that's getting ready to come to the website. Very excited about that. And I'm getting ready to put some stuff up on Poshmark and on my website and Tradesy. Just some clothes that I don't really use. So thank you guys so much for watching and be blessed. Cheers. Okay, so I started out with a bare face of makeup, and please excuse my scratch on my chin. I started with my primer, the Estee Lauder, the Smoother Universal Perfecting Primer. I really like this primer, especially paired with the concealer that I use, the foundation that I use from Estee Lauder. Hermes actually bit me, and so that's why I have that scratch on my chin, so please don't be alarmed. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Fashion Fair and Bronze Onyx and just my regular e.l.f. angle brush, and I'm gonna start swiping the product onto my brows. I'm gonna go with my natural brow shape. I may go just a little higher and maybe just a little longer, but for the most part, I try to just do short light streaks on my eyebrows and just build it up from there. So as you can see, I'm kind of starting with the outline of it, and then I go back and fill it in. Next, I'm going to go in with my Studio Fix concealer. I have the colors listed on the back. It's the Pro Conceal, and I use mostly the top 4 colors, and I have another separate angle brush by Sonia Kashuk, And as you can see, I mixed all of those colors together, but on the under part of my brow, I like to use the lighter color and then the darker color on the top. I think it blends better that way. So I'm just going in with thin streaks in the beginning, and then I'm just carving out my brow, just cleaning up the brow powder. So, and then I'm bringing it down onto my lid, and I'm just smearing it out all the way. And I use the same thing under my eye, so I just go ahead and take that product and put it under my eye as well. Same thing for the other eye. I use the long end of the angle brush and I precisely outline the eyebrow. I try to get it as close as possible, and this is very helpful, and it gives you a clean look, especially when it's time for you to get your eyebrows done and you have little hairs growing back. So the concealer definitely helps make your eyebrows look nice and clean, and this is a step that you'd never want to forget. Now that I have all the concealer on my face, I'm going to use my MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre for a eyeshadow base, okay? And what this is going to do is going to help all of your eyeshadows pick up the color, and it's going to help them stay in place. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put this on my eyelids. Now that my lids are covered to my liking, I'm going to use my MAC Fluffy eyeshadow brush to apply the very first color from the Masquerade by Juvia's palette, and it's this color here. The color is Zulu. So I'm going to start with the outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to go in round circular motions. Right now I'm just depositing the color onto my lid so that I can build on top of it. And I'm going to bring it closer and closer using different techniques, windshield wipe moves and also round moves, circular moves. And I'm going to bring it closer to my nose. I'm going to do this on each side until the color is deposited in a blended seamless way. Now I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go in with the second color on top of it because I'm going to build these color up, and the color is called Fulani. It's a darker color because I want to give it like a darker color on the edge so that it's a little bit more dominant. So I'm going to place that right on top of the Fuji color, and I'm just kind of going with windshield wiper movements with my fluffy brush, and I'm depositing the leftover on my other eyelid. I'm picking up color as I go because I really don't want to overdo this. It's better if you build it rather than depositing so much color on it and you don't know where to put it. So just remember, when you're putting on your eyeshadow, buildable is always better. Okay, so I'm going to switch brushes, and the next color I'm using is Casablanca. Again, all these are in the same palette. This one is like a gold bronze shimmery color. I'm curious to see how this is going to look when I deposit it onto my eyelid. It kind of gave me Amber Lights feels, but it definitely was not as pigmented. I was a little let down by the pigment on this eyeshadow. It was not bright enough, so I kept building it and kept building it. It didn't seem to stick together. It didn't seem to build well. Maybe I didn't apply it correctly, but I wasn't really feeling it, so I kind of had to work with it. At this time, I'm going back in with my MAC. I think it's the 188 brush. I will list it below, but I'm just going in to darken up the initial color that I started with. I wanted to intensify it just a little bit. I didn't want it to just, totally blend in with the gold. I just wanted to kind of intensify it just a tad bit, just so that when I put my eyeliner on, that everything just popped. That gold eyeshadow wasn't cutting it for me, so I went in with the Trophy Wife by Fenty Beauty. It's actually a highlighter, and I actually put that on my lids. I wanted it to really be poppy, and this gold just was not poppy enough for me, so I just went in and I tried to kind of make it more gold by placing the Trophy Wife on top of the gold color that came in the palette. And I actually loved how this turned out. It came out with more of a vibrant gold. Maybe the gold that was in the palette was a little bit too bronze for my skin tone. I loved how it came out when I added the Trophy Wife. It looked way more intense. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the color Giza from the Juvias palette, and I'm going to outline my brow bone with Giza. And I'm also using a different brush. It's a Japanesque, I think that's the name of it, kind of brush. And I'll list the details below, but I wasn't really feeling the application with this brush, so I ended up using a different brush for the application. But the Giza color was very pretty. It was like a off-white silver color, and here's where I switched the brushes. So I picked up this brush instead. I liked how the applicator was. I'm going to use this one. It looked a little better, and it actually applied the product way better. So I'm using that on my brow because I don't want the color to come too far up to my eyebrows because it's just going to look saturated. I have a lot of space on my eyelids, so I definitely like to do the brow bone, and I like to bring the color down. So as you can see, it probably looks crazy right now, but I'm going to blend it out a little bit more. Okay, so I wasn't feeling that color. I had to go back to what I use all the time, which is the Tarlette Free Spirit. That color in the Juvias palette was just a little bit too shimmery. This color that I'm applying now is a bit more matte, and it's going to bring the color down just right. So I'm going to place that on, and then I'll blend it in. Alright, so now I'm going to darken up my brows with this black eyeshadow in Fashionista on the same Tarlette palette. I find that once I place my eyeshadow on, my brows don't look as intense. So I find myself having to go back If you guys are makeup gurus or just can offer any advice, let me know. Do you think I should just do my brows after I do the eyeshadow, or should I do them before? I've always started my makeup with my brows, so I'm not sure. So what I'm doing here is just darkening up my brow, just so they can look a little bit more intense. Since I added all that color, I think some of the color may have de-intensified my brows, so they don't stand out as much. But as you can see now, they're coming back to life. Alright, now that my brows are dark, and I'm finally going to put on my foundation. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 5W2. And I'm just going to apply that with my beauty blender, and it's already damp and it's been cleaned. I'm going to apply that all over my face, and I'm going to blend it in. And here I'm just going to pick back up my eyeshadow brush just to intensify the color just a bit more. I don't want it overbearing, but I do want to just intensify it just a tad bit more. So now I'm going to go back in with my Pro Conceal, and I'm going to conceal under my eyes, my nose, above my brows, and this is just prepping for the contour. So I normally love doing this first because, well, right after I do my eyeshadow rather, because I like to create that contrast. So I love doing the concealer first, and it doesn't really matter how you apply it because you're going to blend it out so perfectly using your beauty blender. But I absolutely love doing this part. This is the part that really makes your face look chiseled. So, you know, you may think that I'm using a lot of product, but I don't really care, because to achieve this look, you want to go heavy on the concealer, and you want to make sure it's about 3 or 4 shades lighter than your skin tone, so you can create that contrast when you do decide to put on your contour. Your contour is going to be a different color. Contour basically just means shading, so you just want to bring out all of the natural crevices in your face. At this time, I'm going to add the Wet n Wild eyeliner. I use this eyeliner because it's really cheap and it's a felt tip and it's very precise. So I'm going to use this, and I'm sorry you're not going to be able to see it on the camera. Okay, so the eyeliner is halfway applied at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and blend out my concealer. Something that I've learned over the years is if you let the concealer sit just for a little bit and kind of let it seep into your skin, yes, it does dry up a bit, but I feel like it stays on longer, or it just looks more seamless, and it's not as, it doesn't move. Like it's really like stay in place makeup, and I can appreciate that about that. I can appreciate that because it's really helpful, especially when you're wearing your makeup all night long. Yes, it is a little harder to work with, so it's important that your makeup, your beauty blender is damp. Every time you apply your makeup, you should definitely, what I do is I let my beauty blender sit in a red cup that has a cleanser and water in it, and then when I'm getting ready to use it, I just bring out the beauty blenders in a napkin. Now I'm going to use my favorite, my Truffle and the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. I absolutely love this stuff, and I've been using it ever since this summer, and I still haven't ran out. I probably should just go get some more just to stock up. And so I'm just basically putting that on my jawline, and I'm making, like, you know, as Kim K would say, a 3. I'm getting my temples, my hairline, and right under where I did the concealer. So the key here is to create that contrast. You want it light, dark, light. Okay, so as you can see on the side of my face, it looks like a 3, right? And then I'm just going to take my MAC 183 brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, now that we're all blended, you can't forget about contouring your nose. I have a wider bottom nose, so I like to definitely contour the bridge of my nose. This really brings my whole look together, and I kind of just fade it out on the sides of my nose and then on the tip of my nose, as you can see. So I'm just using a different brush, and I'm going all the way from the top of my brow down the bridge of my nose. And this is how you contour your nose, and you want it to start from the beginning of your eyebrow. Now I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. What this does basically is set your makeup. So I'm setting it with the translucent powder. I'm applying it with a damp beauty blender. I don't use dry beauty blenders, so that's a major key. Make sure your beauty blenders are damp. That is a major key. It picks up products so much better. It blends out products so much better. So I'm just putting that on my jawbone, and especially under my eyes, and on my smile lines, because I get those sometimes, and on my forehead. I'm going to let this sit for a good 15 minutes. I'm going to go apply my lashes and fix my eyeliner. As you can see, it's set there and it's put on pretty heavy, and you just want to put it on all of your oily spots, or all the spots that you don't want to crease. I'm also going to just intensify my the bridge of my nose just a little bit, because when I put my highlighter on, it's really going to pop. Now I'm going to take off this baking powder, and I also have my eyelashes on at this time. I'll let you know which eyelashes I'm using. They're Mink 3D eyelashes in just a moment. I'm just buffing all of it out right now, and I'm making sure that I don't have any like white spots on my face. And like I said, I have oily skin, so this is a step that I have to take. Okay, so I intensified my contour just a little bit, don't shoot me. And I'm also going to add in my Dolly Mix blush by MAC. And I'm just going to smile a little bit so I can get the temples of my cheeks, just the fat part. And I'm going to do that very lightly with just a blush brush. And it's a Sonia Kashuk brush. You can purchase all Sonia Kashuk brushes at Target and Sephora. I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter just in the inside of my eyelids, just to kind of make this eyeshadow look pop. I'm also going to go in with this MAC Graph Black eyeliner, and it's going to go in my wet line on the bottom. Now I'm going to go in with my Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. This can be purchased at JCPenney and Sephora. And I'm just going to apply my mascara to my bottom lashes. Now I'm going to line my lips in this MAC lip pencil in Chestnut. I love using darker colors because it definitely gives my lips more volume. I don't have huge lips, but it just makes the look better to me, if you ask me, when you have a darker liner. Now I'm going to fill my lips with this lip cream by MAC. It's called Look Lively, and I really like this. It reminds me of the color Snob, the lip satin Snob, but it's just like a pencil. So it's MAC cream lip pencil, and it's called Look Lively. Alright, now I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to set my face. I'm just going to mist this all over my face and my neck. want to spray my brush with this. I'm letting you guys in on a major key, especially when you're doing your highlight. If you wet your brush first with the setting spray, it picks up so much heavier. As you can see, I'm always like overwhelmed or you know, taken aback by how well the color picks up once I do wet my brush with the Fix Plus. Alright guys, this is a finished look. As you can see my highlight, you can see my blush, you can see my contour. I put my lashes on. I used the Lily lashes and Alina. I love these mink lashes. They're 3D lashes and you can use them like 4 and 5 times. The glue just comes right off of them. The name of it is Alina. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this look. Let me know if you have any tips or any tricks that I can use.